Hello, I'm Will from Fight Arts Fandom. You may remember me from such YouTube channels as Fight Arts Fandom. So yeah, I know I was away from YouTube for quite some time. I just got a little busy.
This Sterling, why you no wear uniform?
Because he's a f***ing badass!
Okay, so maybe I was a little lazy and procrastinated a little bit too. But it's all good now because I hired a prison guard to keep me in line.
Didi Mao!
Anyway, since I've been away, a lot of big events happened in the fight world, so I thought I'd take this time to talk about some of those topics.
Pacquiao versus Bradley!
Yeah, we all know about the controversial split decision, and that Pacquiao should have won this fight. And, in a perfect world, the decision would be overturned, Pacquiao would have his belt returned to him, and he would be fighting Mayweather next, finally delivering the super fight that every fight fan wants to see. But, it's not a perfect world, and we'll just have to live with the disappointment. But, I'm disappointed less about the corruption in boxing. That's been around forever. I'm mostly disappointed about how it's probably going to be even harder now to put the Pacquiao-Mayweather fight together. Now, you can say that the fight hasn't happened yet because Pacquiao won't agree to Mayweather's Olympic-style drug testing, or that Pacquiao feels like Mayweather's overstepping his authority. Ultimately, the main reason why this fight hasn't happened yet is because of, well, money. They all know that this fight will generate a lot of it, and they haven't agreed on how much each party is entitled to. Now that Pacquiao has lost to Bradley, it just gives Mayweather more leverage when negotiating about money, as he further can push his point about him being undefeated and Pacquiao not having the same star power as him. And even if this fight does somehow come together in the future, it will probably occur when both fighters are so out of their primes that the fight won't carry as much meaning as it could have. Don't get me wrong, I'll still watch it.
EA Sports partners with the UFC.
Wow, I never saw this one coming. It was announced this year at E3 with Dana White himself walking on stage at the EA Sports press conference announcing to the world that EA Sports has now acquired the UFC license. Why is this such big news, you ask? It's because years ago, Dana approached EA to discuss the possibility of making UFC games, and EA declined, claiming that MMA was not a sport. Now, I wasn't personally in that meeting between Dana White and the representative from EA, but if I were to guess, the meeting probably went a little something like this.
Hey EA, wanna make UFC games?
UFC? Isn't that human cockfighting that John McCain has been harping about?
Yes it was, but we cleaned it up. Listen, it's a sport now called mixed martial arts, with sanctioned rules, regulations, and rounds. And it's growing fast. I brought some footage, here, take a look.
What is this, gay porn? What kind of sport has two half-naked men rolling on top of each other for 5-minute intervals? If you haven't noticed, we make sports games around here, and this clearly is not a sport.
No, listen, you don't understand. The sport of mixed martial arts combines the disciplines of boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, and...
Well, this has been real educational and all, but let's end this meeting with that old EA Sports saying, "Get the f*** out of my building."
And yeah, that's when Dana went over to THQ and they started to make UFC games. And then EA joined the MMA game market with their own game with the pre-Zuffa Strikeforce license called EA Sports MMA, getting both Fedor Emelianenko and Randy Couture, who wasn't with the UFC at the time, as their cover athletes. And Dana got pissed and had that whole "I'm at war with EA" thing, threatening to fire any UFC fighter that would agree to appear in the game. But it didn't matter anyway. Even with both Fedor and Randy, the game didn't sell very well, and just didn't appeal to the majority of the public who were casual MMA fans, and didn't even know who Fedor was anyway. And when Zuffa purchased Strikeforce, well, that was pretty much the final nail in the casket for EA Sports MMA. So when I heard about this new partnership between EA and the UFC, I was pleasantly surprised. It was announced that the team who developed the recent Fight Night games will be working on the UFC title. I really liked Fight Night Round 4 and Fight Night Champion, so it'll be interesting to see what these guys can bring to the new UFC game. Well, that's all I got for this video, so let's end this off with that good old EA Sports saying,
"Get the f*** out of my building."